So here you see my zombie skeleton look that I created for this Halloween when my cousins and I actually had to run the Monster Dash. It was a lot of fun and it was pretty easy, fairly easy to create. As you can see, the items listed above. Eyeshadow, eyeliner, a few things that it took to make it, and it came out really scary and really fun. And it's just something that I felt like I needed to share with everyone. I actually had a couple of people that told me that I should make a video on it. As you can see here, my cousins, we actually won the costume contest, which was kind of cool. And so let's go ahead and get started with this, and I'll show you exactly how I created it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is, of course, outline all the areas, like your eye sockets. And then I'm going to do my hairline here in a minute. And also, you want to line your cheekbone on each side. And all you're doing this is just so then basically you have something kind of like coloring in between the lines. And then of course my nose, as you can see. Then the next thing that I'm going to take is one of my brushes, my makeup brushes, and I'm going to take my black eyeshadow, whatever eyeshadow, it doesn't matter what kind. The most important thing about this to really pick up the pigments and really get that black applied to stay there on your face in those areas that you outlined is that you take a cup of water and dip your brush in first and then kind of mix it with eyeshadow. That's really going to make not only your colors stay but also the colors pop. And this is kind of actually a makeup trick that you can use in everyday life if you want to dip your brush into a water bucket or whatever. Now the next color that I'm going to do is the white. This is actually kind of an iridescent white, and I did the exact same thing with the white that I did with the black. As you can see, I'm kind of, you don't see the water, but I'm actually dipping my brush into the water. And this really just helps to kind of pack on the makeup. And so I'm applying it everywhere, including on my lips, all in between the spaces. I had read somewhere that it said that it was better to use, or I think I saw on a YouTube video, they said it was actually better to use the matte colors. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think actually for this look, my skeleton zombie look, if even that's actually two words that you can put together, it actually came out really good. And maybe that's why we were mistaken as zombies, because it had kind of a iridescent look to it, which actually I really liked. So this was what worked for us. Or actually, this is what worked for me. And then the biggest thing that you're going to be doing here is applying on layers. You're going to allow one layer to dry, and then you'll see kind of in the video how I'm kind of going back and forth and retouching up. But you want to get that dark packed on there as much as possible, and you're going to try to cover as much flesh as possible. So I went over my hairline and my cheek area, around my jawline, the hairline. You can also do your ears if you want. I didn't actually do it in this video. This video actually I filmed after the run, and it was actually a really quick video that I did. But I wanted to just recreate the point. Now I took my eyeliner and I'm gonna actually line my waterline, because like I said earlier, you want to get rid of all the fleshy part, and that will just add to how real it looks as long as you don't have any skin coming through. So that's the most important thing, is get rid of any skin that you can see, any fleshy, peachy colored skin or whatever color skin you have. Now, as you can see here, what I did is I actually drew a little squiggly line, which actually kind of brings out, almost makes it look like I have a craft school. That actually added to the depth and dimension of this. And then I'm outlining my lips. I try to round them as much as possible. Ooh, you want to see my ghostly dog? That's Puka. He's my ghost dog. We call him Spooky Pookie. Now I'm drawing the vertical lines for my teeth. The teeth were actually the hardest part of the whole thing, I feel like. And they were actually the thing that didn't stay the most, just because obviously they're your lips. I think for this part, you know, for your teeth, if you could try to get some kind of paint or lipstick that's white or something like that, that would be best. Now, what I'm doing here is, as you can see, I'm just kind of making more details. I'm kind of putting vertical lines above my lip. That actually kind of makes me look really, really old. And then I like to blend blend that out so it almost looks not so drawn on. And you don't want to look like you're wearing a mustache, so it's important to blend. Now what I did here, what I'm actually doing here is in between the teeth, this is where I think the white lipstick or paint or something would have come in handy. I just took the eyeshadow again, and then I'm just taking the water and mixing it with eyeshadow and then applying it in between. And then blending. And I did put a little bit of the white eyeshadow on the tip of my nose, which that was really neat. I felt like it was something that actually turned a little bit gray in that area, and it seemed to stick out in the pictures. So that was, I felt like a good idea. And then once again, here we go. More layers. And blending. And then drawing. I kept on going. It's really important with this whole look that if you're going to be out at a party or something like that, that you do bring touch-ups. Your makeup's for touch-ups. It actually stayed on really well, especially considering I ran a 5K. Now, eyelashes. Oh yeah, eyelashes. Now, I don't really wear eyelashes in my real everyday life. I think they're overly dramatic for me. However, for these kind of looks, it really made my eyes pop. I have a really dark brown eye, and so with the black eye makeup and also the black eyelashes and how they were, it almost made my eyes look like a caramel color, which I thought that was really kind of neat in pictures, and it added to the scariness. So my eyes almost actually kind of at one point matched my hair. And then speaking of the hair, going on to the hair part, I decided to be cheap here once again, because that was the whole theme of this whole costume, was not spend any money. I teased my hair up, and I actually had some Halloween spray paint that I got on clearance the day after Halloween from last year in different colors, and I kind of experimented with different ones. I had like a red one and a blue one, and they're really pretty cheap even when they're not on sale. So that would be a great thing to do your hair, and then you can bobby pin it up in the back. And what you see me doing here is I'm actually drawing my trachea. The trachea, you just put 2 vertical lines right about maybe an inch or more apart, and then put the horizontal lines in between. And you can kind of follow the structure of your trachea. And then of course you see me here applying the black to the sides and doing the exact same thing. And then I'm just putting the white in between as like the cartilage. And then I wanted to give it a little bit of a dimension of color, a little pop of color. And so I took actually a brown and a red, and in the crook, if you feel in the bottom of your neck, there's that little V part of your neck. That's where I actually put the color. Now, whatever you wear with this, I actually wore a blazer. I took my husband's wrinkly old white church shirt and a tie. And so whatever you wear, just make sure, whether it's, I mean, you could do anything. You could wear a wedding dress or a pajamas or business suit, whatever you want to wear, it's going to look great with this. Just make sure that you cover up all your skin. So if you can actually do all this all the way down your neckline and into your chest. And as you can see, here's the before and after. And it's just a lot of fun. I mean, it was a very scary costume. It was something that I felt like it came out better than what I expected it was going to come out like. And I think I even managed to scare away a few kids, which is always a good sign for any kind of Halloween costume that you're working at. So I hope you had fun, and I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, we won the costume contest. Yes. And so we were excited, and thank you for watching.